Every president's first 6 months in the White House are frantic, as they desperately push for massive policy changes to try to differentiate themselves from the previous administration and live up to their campaign promises. President Joe Biden is, of course, no exception. He signed an unprecedented number of executive orders in his first few days in office and later fought to pass sweeping legislation in Congress, like his historically expensive COVID-19 stimulus package and his ambitious infrastructure plan. The Biden administration's goal, as with most presidents, is that their accomplishments will satisfy those who already support him while also winning over some who don't. But perhaps unsurprisingly, following the hyperpolarized Trump era, few Americans have changed their minds about Joe Biden since the 2020 election. Biden's job approval over his first 6 months in office is the steadiest such rating of any recent president during that period, according to 538's historical approval rating data. His approval has ranged from a high of 55.1% on March 22nd to a low of 51.1% on July 15th, a difference of just 4 percentage points. Biden's approval rating has been even steadier than that of former President Trump, whose numbers were once thought to be uniquely stable. Trump's approval numbers had roughly a 10-point spread, from 38% to 47.8% in his first 6 months in office. Other recent presidents, such as Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton, all saw far more volatility in their approval ratings during the same period. This phenomenon is at least partially a reflection of the lack of major scandals impacting the Biden administration, as well as its avoidance so far of embracing and implementing deeply unpopular policies, something that has plagued many of his predecessors. For example, Trump's approval rating dipped in March and April of 2017 as the Republican Party began its push to pass woefully unpopular healthcare legislation. Likewise, Bill Clinton's approval plummeted into the 30s in June of 1993 as his economic agenda struggled to gain traction and his proposal to allow gay people in the military was met with substantial criticism. By comparison, Biden's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic remains overwhelmingly positive, which is crucial as it has consistently polled as the most pressing issue facing Americans over the last year and a half. He's even managed to garner support from some Republicans on that matter. Biden's administration has also focused on trying to push legislation in Congress that is broadly popular with the majority of the public. And right now, Americans generally feel pretty good about the state of the economy, especially as the country reopens and slowly returns back to normal. However, not everything is going swimmingly for Biden. His administration has received relatively low approval ratings for its handling of immigration and crime, issues that could certainly cause the president trouble later on, perhaps even in the 2022 midterms. More fundamentally, however, Biden's inability to reach above 55% approval indicates that presidents may no longer be able to count on much of a honeymoon period, mostly because it's so different to garner support from the opposite party. Whereas around 20 to 35% of Republicans approved of Obama's job performance at different points during his first 6 months in office, Biden's approval rating among Republicans during the same period has stayed below 20%, sometimes even below 10%. Further, Republicans' opposition to Biden has been more extreme as well. More than 60% of Republicans have told pollsters that they not only disapprove of Biden, but strongly disapprove of him. In contrast, less than half of all Republicans said the same of Obama in his first 6 months. All of that being said, polarization has actually helped Biden stay above 50% because he has almost unanimous approval among Democrats. It's not unusual for a president to have the support of at least 90% of his party's base early on. Obama and Bush also had that level of backing in their first 6 months. But Biden may be better positioned to hold on to that support going forward. We only need to look at Trump's standing in the second half of his presidency for evidence of this, as he regularly polled at around 90% among his party base even though fewer than 10% of Democrats approved of him. Joe Biden is also running somewhere close to even among independents, depending on the poll. By comparison, Trump was notably underwater among independents throughout his presidency. How Biden continues to fare with independents will be key, as his showing among that group during his first 6 months is another reason why his average approval rating has been around 12 points better than Trump's. That's all for today's video, though. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please make sure to follow EP Official on all social media shown on screen and linked in the description down below. Also, make sure to comment your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and please hit the like button if you like the video as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out more content from the channel here, and as always, tune in next time. EP out.